Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayanti Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. So continuing with the discussion on Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, chapter 22, the process of devotional service, text 32 onwards. Vilajyamanaya yasya sthatum iksha pathe amya vimohita vikathante mamaham iti durdhiya. The external illusory energy of Krishna, known as Maya, is always ashamed to stand in front of Krishna, just as darkness is ashamed to remain before the sunshine. However, that Maya bewilders unfortunate people who have no intelligence. Thus, they simply boast that this material world is theirs and that they are its enjoyers. And this ignorance or lack of intelligence is with everybody. In little way or big way, everybody is trying to enjoy this material world. The entire world is bewildered because people are thinking, this is mine land, America is mine, India is mine, not knowing the real value of life. People think that the material body and the land where it is produced are all in all. This is the basic principle behind nationalism, socialism, and communism. Such thinking, which simply bewilders the living being, is nothing but rascalism. It is due to the darkness of Maya. But as soon as one becomes Krishna conscious, he is immediately relieved from such misconception. This verse is quoted from Srimad Bhagavatam. There is another appropriate verse in Shashwat Prashantam Abhayam Pratibodha Mataram Shuddham Samam Shadashta Paramatma Tattva. What is realized as the absolute Brahman is full of unlimited bliss without grief. That is certainly the ultimate phase of the supreme enjoyer, the personality of Godhead. He is eternally devoid of all disturbances, fearless, completely conscious as opposed to matter, uncontaminated and without distinctions. He is a principal, primeval cause of all causes and effects, in whom there is no sacrifice of fruitive activities, and in whom the illusory energy does not stand. So, of course, illusory energy, Maya, cannot stand in front of Krishna. And here it is that she is too shy or too ashamed to stand in front of Krishna. This verse was spoken by Lord Brahma when he was questioned by the great sage Narad. Narad was surprised to see the creator of the universe meditating, for this indicated there might be someone greater than Lord Brahma. While answering the great sage Narad, Lord Brahma described the position of Maya and the bewildered living entities. This verse was spoken in that connection. So Maya, as it is said, she's too ashamed to stand in front of Krishna, so she is behind Krishna. She has to do her service, so she is behind Krishna. So behind Krishna means those living entities who don't know anything about Krishna, who are completely ignorant. So they are behind Krishna and they are in the grips of Maya, in the clutches of Maya. Krishna tomar haya yadi bale ek baar, Maya band haite Krishna tare kare paar. One is immediately freed from the clutches of Maya if he seriously and sincerely says, my dear Lord Krishna, although I have forgotten you for so many long years in the material world, today I am surrendering unto you. I am your sincere and serious servant. Please engage me in your service. See, in the shloka, when Prabhupada translates word to word meaning, he says, Maya Krishna Tomara Haya, I am yours. Yadi, if Bale, someone says Ekavar once. But in the translation, Prabhupada says, if he seriously and sincerely says, not just a lip service. Just like Lord Ram also promises, if somebody says, I'm yours, Lord Ram says, I'm ready to protect him. I'll give him all protection. But that I am yours is not just a lip service or out of joke somebody says. One has to be serious and sincere. And then, although one has to be ready to go through the tests, Maya is going to test also. So Krishna, Lord Ram also, Krishna also, they give all kinds of protection if somebody is really serious and surrendered. So, Sakrid eva parpanno yas tavasmiti cha yachate abhayam sarvada tasmai dadami etad vritam. It is my vow that if one only once seriously surrenders unto me, saying, My dear Lord, from this day I am yours, and prays to me for fearlessness, I shall immediately award fearlessness to that person, and he will always remain safe from that time on. This verse from the Ramayana, Yuddha Kanda was spoken by Lord Ramchandra. So that's all they're asking for. Some seriousness, some surrender. But we are so much in ignorance, we don't want to surrender, we don't want to serve the Lord. Bhakti mukti siddhi kami subuddhi yadi hai. Gada bhakti yoge tabe Krishna re bhajai. Due to bad association, the living entity desires material happiness, liberation, or merging into the impersonal aspect of the Lord. Or he engages in mystic yoga for material power. If such a person actually becomes intelligent, he takes to Krishna consciousness by engaging himself in intense devotional service to Lord Shri Krishna. So this is how powerful devotional service is. It's beyond all other types of yoga system. Akama sarva kama va moksha kama udaradhi tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusham param. Whether one desires everything or nothing, or whether he desires to merge into the existence of the Lord, he is intelligent only if he worships Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, by rendering transcendental loving service. So, one is intelligent only if he worships Krishna, whether he has all the desires in his heart or no desires, or there's a desire for liberation. Intelligent person is one who takes shelter of it. Anya kami yadi kare Krishna bhajan namagite Krishna tare dena swachara. If those who desire material enjoyment or merging into the existence of the absolute truth engage in the Lord's transcendental loving service, they will immediately attain shelter at Krishna's lotus feet, although they did not ask for it. Krishna is therefore very merciful. So somehow or other, if they engage, anybody, whatever desire they have, but they engage in the service of the Lord, Krishna will give them shelter. Krishna kahe ama bhaje mage vishay sukha amrit chadi vishwa mange ei bada murkha. Krishna says, if one engages in my transcendental loving service, but at the same time wants the opulence of material enjoyment, he is very, very foolish. Indeed, he is just like a person who gives up ambrosia to drink poison. So gives up nectar or ambrosia, and nectar of loving service, but he wants to drink poison. Opulence of material enjoyment is like poison. Ami vigyai murkhe vishay kenaha diba swacharnamrita diya vishay bhulaiba. Since I am very intelligent, why should I give this fool material prosperity? Instead, I shall induce him to take the nectar of the shelter of my lotus feet and make him forget illusory material enjoyment. So those who are interested in material enjoyment are known as bhukti kami. So they want to bhog, they want bhoga, enjoyment. One who is interested in merging into the effulgence of Brahman or perfecting the mystic yoga system is not a devotee at all. Devotees do not have such desires. However, if a karming jnani or yogi somehow contacts a devotee and renders devotional service, Krishna immediately awards him love of God and gives him shelter at his lotus feet, although he may have no idea how to develop love of Krishna. If a person wants material profit from devotional service, Krishna condemns such materialistic desires. To desire material opulence while engaging in devotional service is foolish. Although the person may be foolish, Krishna, being all intelligent, engages him in his devotional service in such a way that he gradually forgets material opulence. Point is that we should not try to exchange loving service for material prosperity. If we are actually surrendered to the lotus feet of Krishna, our only desire should be to satisfy Krishna. That is pure Krishna consciousness. Surrender means not that we demand something from the Lord, but that we completely depend on His mercy. If Krishna likes, He may keep his devotee in a poverty-stricken condition. Or if He likes, He may keep him in an opulent position. The devotee should not be concerned in either case. He should simply be very serious about trying to satisfy the Lord by rendering Him service. So it's not like that. Although the shloka says, since I am very intelligent, why should I give this fool material prosperity? It said, I shall induce him to take the nectar of the shelter of my lotus feet and forget illusory material enjoyment. So from this shloka, it looks like all the devotees of Krishna are going to be poor, very, very poor. But no, Prabhupada clarifies it. It's all up to Krishna. What is most important for Krishna to see in his devotee is surrender, is how nicely he can serve Krishna. So whether he is in poverty-stricken condition or in opulent condition or in between somewhere, whatever makes a devotee serve Krishna properly. Now, sometimes we see a devotee just has so much of desire that I just want material prosperity. Well, then what Krishna can do? Because our independence is not something he's going to interfere with. That is our independence. So he lets devotee go and try to enjoy material prosperity or try to become very prosperous materially. But sooner or later, the devotee gets frustrated and he comes back. At the same time, when we are rendering devotional service, but has no desire, no interior desire that I should become rich, if Krishna feels that this opulence is not going to hamper his devotional service, he can give opulence, plenty of opulence. He gave it to Maharaj Yudhishthira and all the five Pandavas along with him. Just like when Maharaj Yudhishthira performed Rajasuya Yajna, it was before Mahabharata war. When they got the Vanaprasth, and they converted into Indraprasth. So when he performed that Rajsuya Yagya, and he sent brothers, four brothers went into four directions to get some money because they didn't have money to perform that yagya, huge yagya. And afterwards, or I think before, or maybe after, I don't remember exactly. Maharaj Yudhishthir says that I performed this yagya, huge, very opulent yagya, just to prove to people. See, look at his words. He didn't say that I performed this yagya so I could become Chakravarti Samrat. No. He said, I performed this yagya to prove to people that a devotee of Krishna can do wonderful things. So, or he can perform such opulent yagyas. And also, the whole battle of Mahabharata orchestrated to put Maharaj Yudhishthira on the throne of the world, not just of some little bitty city or village, of the world. Whole world was under Yudhishthira. So Krishna can give immense kind of material prosperity if he wants to. Only thing he wants to make sure that the devotee is fully surrendered and he will not misuse the prosperity and he will not give up devotion service. But sometimes devotees do give up devotion service, but that is their independence. But sooner or later, maybe this lifetime, next lifetime, some other lifetime, they'll come back. So there have been many, many very, very rich devotees also. And very, very poor also. Khola Vecha Sridhar, we read about him. But they all had one thing in common: Krishna consciousness or devotional service. And sometimes, like Khola Vecha Sridhar, and we read about other devotees also. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu begged him, take something from me. At least, to Khola Vecha Sridhar, he said, at least let me fix the roof of your hut. And he said, no, I don't want it. I don't need anything. So that's another aspect of bhakti. Satyam dishati arthitam arthito nirnam. Nevartha do yat punar arthita yata. Swayam vidatte bhajatam anichitam. Ichha pidhanam nija pad pallavam. Whenever Krishna is requested to fulfill one's desire, he undoubtedly does so, but he does not devote anything which, after being enjoyed, will cause one to petition him again and again to fulfill further desires. When one has other desires but engages in the Lord's service, Krishna forcibly gives one shelter at his lotus feet, where one will forget all other desires. See, this is why people don't like to worship Krishna. When they worship demigods, Lord Shiva is Ashutosh. He gets pleased very quickly and is ready to give material benedictions. Durga ji and other demigods, they get pleased by little service. But Krishna is different. So that is why it is said, demigods give what we want. Krishna gives what we need. What we need to make spiritual progress. So he gives that much, and it depends when he wants to give. So this is a huge difference. That's why people generally they don't like to worship Krishna because they don't know they're not going to get anything out of it. काम लागी कृष्ण भजे पाए कृष्ण रसे काम छाड़ी दास हाइते हाय अभिलाष. When someone engages in Lord Krishna's devotional service for the satisfaction of the senses and instead acquires a taste for serving Krishna, he gives up his material desires and willingly offers himself as an eternal servant of Krishna. So there is a story. There was a thief, and he would go out stealing things. And one day he saw a sadhu had come to his village, and sadhu was doing his katha, and he was describing Krishna. That this boy Krishna is so sweet, so beautiful, and his mother always puts so much of jewel on him, and he walks around in the forest, taking care of calves with so much of jewels on his body. And the thief was listening to all this, and he developed the desire that I'm going to steal jewels from this boy Krishna. So after the katha was over, he asked the sadhu Baba, where do I find this boy Krishna? And sadhu said, well, he lives in Vrindavan. So this thief went to Vrindavan, started going and going, and all the time he was only thinking of Krishna, nothing else. Krishna and his jewels, as that sadhu Baba had described, and how am I going to steal those jewels? Okay, he reached Vrindavan, and then he asked, where is Krishna? Oh, he'll be here. There's no way to find him. Sometimes he comes here, sometimes he don't. You just sit here, wait for him to come. So that thief just sat in the bushes, waiting for Krishna to come. One day passed, Krishna didn't come. 2 days, and thief was he was hungry, but he was waiting. He was like, if I go to eat something, and then if Krishna comes, then I'm going to miss him. And then he was sleepy, and somehow there were some thorns in the bushes, so he was getting pricked, but still he was thinking of Krishna. But his thinking, he was so absorbed in Krishna. And then Krishna had to come. If somebody is so absorbed, Krishna came, and with all the jewels. And when the thief saw Krishna, he wanted to take the jewels, but the Krishna was so beautiful, so sweet. And thief wanted the jewels, but he just couldn't take. He just got so absorbed in bhakti, looking at Krishna so beautiful, could not take the jewels. So this is how Krishna attracts. We might go approach him with tons of material desires. But once he engages us in his service, all those material desires, they just vanish. They're not there anymore. This is the beauty of bhakti. Okay, I guess I can stop here and see anybody have any questions or comments. Okay, you all have a safe and wonderful Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna.